Hi YouTube, this is Mark from Abilities, and today we're going to be designing an adaptive magnet to make it easier to hold your DJI Mic 2. So stay tuned. So earlier in the year when I was thinking about how I wanted to create some new content, I thought, it would be good to have a better mic. And so I looked at this DJI Mic set that a lot of people were using, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I invested in buying one, and earlier this year I bought it. And when I unboxed it, the first thing I noticed, which I didn't like, was this charging case. It's incredibly hard to open if you don't have good hand dexterity, but I did figure out a way to do it. Basically, you got to push down on this deal and then pull it back. So I'm able to do that. Now, inside here, it doesn't have everything because I'm using the receiver on my phone, but there's two of these transmitters, and then there's a receiver that goes in there that plugs in the phone. And they're small. Everything's magnetized, so like pulling out the little pieces is really hard. So I thought, there's got to be a better way to utilize this. How can I make it easier for myself with the limited hand dexterity? And so that's why we came up with a solution, which was to make a little loop, because I love loops, and magnetize the back of it. So the transmitters are really small, and when you pull them out, they look like this, and they have this little magnet on the back, and the magnet is really hard to take off and put it underneath a piece of clothing, right? The other thing is when you're holding it, it's not the most comfortable. You kind of have to wedge it in here, and you'll see some quads that use these, they'll hold it like this. And so for me, I just wanted a little bit more freedom, a little bit more comfort. And so we designed this magnetic loop, and I'm going to show you how we make it. So what we did in our CAD software was we designed this little loop here, and you can see it's got this little space, and that's for a magnet. So what we're going to do is we're going to print this, and then what ends up being done is it's going to be sealed, and that magnet's going to be sealed directly inside the actual loop. So this is our slicing software, and essentially what I do is I put a pause in here in the print. So at this point it's going to stop. I can stick the magnet in there, and then it's going to finish off and create this solid piece. And then we'll have a magnet fully enclosed. All right, so if we head over to the printer right now, what you're going to see is that the printer is printing out our little loop, our little tool, and it's leaving a little hole there, and that's going to be where we're going to place the magnet here in a couple minutes. All right, so this is the part where I'm going to place the magnet in there. Hopefully I don't screw this up. Boom, there we go. Okay, wasn't so bad. So you can see the magnet is sitting in there, and now I'm going to resume the print. So once this gets heated up, it's going to start again. Okay, here we go. So it's going to go ahead and continue to print. Couple layer lines over that magnet, and in a second here it's going to be a completed part, and we can take that off and use it with our DJI Mic 2. So now that this is done, I'm going to go ahead and take my little tool here, pop that off, and it's actually sticking to the bed, which is a good sign. And you'll see here we have a fully enclosed magnet. All right, so now that we printed the little piece here, we're going to go ahead and attach this to the DJI transmitter and just hold it in our hands. Snap this on the back. It's going to snap on there real nice. And then I'm going to put my finger in here. Now I can hold it like this. And this is a little bit easier, because now I can kind of move around. I'm not worried about dropping it. It's going to stay on there pretty good. So this is one way of doing it. The other way is going to be putting it on a shirt, which is the intended way. That's why they have all the magnets. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to pull my shirt out. I'm going to take this piece, the little loop. I'm going to bring it underneath here. Take my mic. Connect it. Just kind of change the direction. And boom, there you go. It's attached. So very easy to do both. It just saves you a little bit of time. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me today. Please comment, like, subscribe. If you have questions about this product, this prototype, let me know. I'll put my email down below, mark@abilities.com. And yeah, let's just keep the interaction going. And thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to having you on the next video. All right, take care.